I guess the obvious question is your reaction, and this is what you'd hoped. Does this, just in general, your reaction, the commitment that this shows from the team?
When I got drafted here in 2016, I didn't want to go anywhere else, to be honest. I never told anybody that besides my agent. I was like, I don't want to go play in Seattle. It's too far away. Like, Indianapolis is 2 hours from my house. This would be awesome to have my parents be able to come see all my games. My grandpa, like all my grandparents, aunts and uncles. And so, I'm just going to ramble for just a second. But, started 16 games my rookie year, struggled my second year to stay healthy. We turned it around a little bit as an offensive line in 18, and then, played all 16 games last year as a starting five. And I think we're trending in the right direction. So this has been my home. I bought a house here after my rookie year, and really just love the city. I stay here year round because I love it so much. And so there's nowhere else I'd rather be. It's been a long process to get here, and to be honest, it's kind of an emotional whirlwind, man. You got a commitment from the Indianapolis Colts that they want you here for the next 5 years, and that's just an incredible feeling. So just could not be happier, and want to just simply state the fact that I really appreciate the Irsay family for giving me a chance, picking me up in a private jet, for a 17-minute plane ride when I was a rookie, to come wear my suit and walk down and think I was all high. And then obviously, Chris Ballard, he wasn't the GM that drafted me, and I know he says he would take me in Kansas City. I don't know if I believe him or not, if he's blowing smoke, but really appreciate all the, the effort that he's, pushing me in the right direction, pushing me to be a leader on the offensive line, and surrounding me with incredible players. And then Frank, obviously, just such an incredible direction for this team and allowing me to develop into the player I am. So had a lot of help along the way, and it's emotional, man. It's an incredible feeling.
Nice ramble.
You're welcome, Mike.
Joel Erickson.
Ryan, you mentioned you went through some injuries, but other than that, you've been good the whole time. Was that the only thing that you thought would derail your future here?
This league is 100%, injury rate league. It's going to happen to somebody eventually. It's going to happen to everybody eventually. But, I think it took me a few years to figure out, what I can do in the off season, what I can do during the season to make sure that I'm on the field. There's the only way you contribute in this league is to be on the field and to be available. Accountable and available is kind of the way I live, and that's the motto that I go about every single day. And so I think it just took me a little bit longer than what I expected it to figure out that, and knock on wood, hopefully stay healthy for the rest of my career.
Zach Kiefer.
Congratulations, Ryan. You're stuck with us for a couple more years. There were some tough moments for you, though, early on in the first couple of years and with the injuries, and I know you pride yourself in availability. Was there ever a doubt that this day would come? Was there ever a worry? Did you might have to go?
As much as you say you don't think about it, I think you do. There's I think that the average, NFL career right now is 2.5 years. So, to make it to a second contract is not only rare, but, it's pretty hard, especially when you're playing offensive line and you're in a context, play every single play. It's tough. And so, there was some doubts. I think 2017 was a tough year. I started out with a foot surgery, this and that, just kept steamrolling. And I never told the story, but Chris Ballard called me. I was really down on myself. Just I didn't play well when I was hurt. And Chris Ballard, was like, look, let's start over in 2018. Let's just start over fresh. And, I'll promise you we'll make this team better. And he did. He made the locker room better. He made the offensive line room better. And he stuck with me. And that's ultimately, I just appreciate him so much for that. He said, he was the light at the end of the tunnel that I didn't see. And I just really appreciate him and everything that he's done for me.
What did he tell you about this contract, after you signed it today? Like, what was his word to you after this negotiation was done?
I'm not going to speak too much on it, but, basically just, this is the leadership role that, I've always wanted for you. This is just an extension of what you can do for us and how valuable you are for this team, and a relatively young, team, to step up and be the leader that I saw, in 2017 when I first got here, and that I know you could be. And I think that really hit me was, that there's more than just going out there, doing your job and going back to the huddle. It's about accountability. How do you bring the guys around you around and, uplift every single person on the offense? And so I think that is something that I pride myself in, and something that I felt like when I was younger and I had some injuries and some setbacks, it's hard to be out there and to be the guy that's going to lead that direction of that offensive line when you're not the one out there playing every day. And so I think that just the culmination of those two, I think that he was just really proud, proud of the player I've become, and also the leader I've become. And I think that shows.
Mike Wells.
Hey, congratulations, Ryan. Were you worried that it wouldn't get done, and was it important that it got done before the start of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you want to be dealing with when you're, in the middle of the season. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, the fact that we played Jacksonville in, just a little bit over a week is crazy to me, because it was such a short camp and this and that, and it's here, it's here, the season's here. And so once you get in the season mode, there's not enough time for that, there's not. And look, I trusted my agent and just gave him the reins and everything. He was great communication back and forth, but it becomes exhausting after a certain point. You're like, man, I'm working 14-hour days. The last thing I want to do is on my 30-minute ride home where I have 30 minutes of peace and silence just to talk about this, So I am glad it got done. Some stressful moments here and there, and we dished it out a little bit, but, just couldn't be happier to be here and to wear the Colts, the horseshoe for the next 5 years.
When you say stressful moments, Ryan, can you elaborate at all a little bit on what made it so stressful?
It's a business. It's a business, So there's going to be some back and forth, and some of the answers you get are not going to be the ones you like, but that's the way it is. They keep it real, and so did we. So there's a back and forth, obviously, and any contract negotiation, the first deal is not the best deal. So you just got to keep moving in the right direction. And just want to say, again, the Colts are great. I mean, they're great people to work with, and yeah, that's all I got, man. I'm excited.
Larry Overton.
Ryan, this is the second time that we're talking to you in about a week's time. The first time was certainly a heavier context, but you spoke a lot about the impact of your father and, of course, your brother serving in the military, your dad in law enforcement. With those relationships, how much of this is a celebration and accomplishment for your entire family, not just yourself, to get to this point?
Yeah. When I found out earlier today that I was signing it, there's so many people I wanted to call, my family, coaches I've had, in the past. And I think if you ask anybody, who's done a second contract or whatever, you don't make it on your own, and that's the truth, So, family, obviously, they come to all my games, and 2-hour drive like it's nothing. So, I just wouldn't be here without them. Let's put it that way.
Who was the first person you called to share the news with?
My fiance Emma, and then I tried to call my mom, and she's at work. So then I FaceTime my dad, and he's not big on FaceTime. So we talked for a little bit. And then my mom called me, and that was tough. Just telling them, and they're just so happy. But just you want to tell them everything that they've done for you in the past, but the words are hard to come out. So just excited.
Get Emma something nice.
Yeah, I will.
Last question, Mike Chappell.
You said your fiance Emma?
Yes.
Okay, that's not what my question is.
All good.
To bring it back to the business side, was it important to be the highest paid center, or designation, or now there's pressure, or does that not factor in at all?
I guess the one thing I've learned in this business is that even if you're the highest paid, you're going to be the highest paid for, it could be a week, could be a year. Someone's going to jump you eventually. I mean, I remember I'm sure when the first $30 million quarterback happened, everybody's like, oh, holy crap. But, in my opinion, it's just about, go out there every single day and doing my job. I mean, that's honestly what I care about doing. It's obviously you don't play the game for free. You're going out there and putting your body on the line every single Sunday. And so, it's awesome. It's something that I've always worked for. I didn't start playing the game for it, but as a byproduct of putting in, 14-hour days, 17 weeks in a season, it feels good to be rewarded for it. And so, I know that there's going to be a next highest paid center and a guy after that. And so, I just want to live up to the contract that I signed, go out there every single day, be the leader on the offensive line that I know I can be, you know, play with the consistency I know I can, and stay healthy. And so those are the things that, you know, ultimately drive me every single day. You know, you're not just coming in for a paycheck. You know, you love the guys you play next to. You love the coaches you play for. And, you know, you just love the game. You know, I've been playing this game now since I was in the 4th grade. You know, I think 15 years, somewhere in that range. Not even as long as Phil's been in the NFL, but you know what I'm saying? It's the love of the game, love of the competition, and that's ultimately what brings you back. You know, if you get paid a certain amount of money to hate your job every single day, eventually you're going to get worn out. But I love this job. It's the best job I've ever had, and just excited, man. I really appreciate, you know, once again, the Irsay family, Chris, Frank, you know, trusting me, giving me the reins to, you know, to snap the ball to Philip, or, you know, whoever's back there in 5 years. I don't know if it's Phil. I don't know who it's going to be, but, you know, to lead this room and to, you know, be a leader on this team, it really means a lot.
We'll actually do one more Taylor Tannenbaum.
Congratulations, Ryan. Just wanted to know, I know obviously you have a game to prepare for coming up here, but how do you kind of celebrate this first really big contract extension in the league?
I don't know. Maybe just pick up a 6-pack of beer on the way home. You know, who knows? You know, it might get wild. Donato's Pizza, there's one on the way home. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not buying anything right now. I got it's Corona, so I basically go to my house and here. So maybe a new set of tires. Who the hell knows? But you know, I don't know. It doesn't even feel surreal to me. It's so weird. You know, I guess until I started, you know, I'm getting family members, people I haven't talked to in years, hit me up, and that's the cool thing, is that all those people have helped me along the way. You know, and that's, you know, you don't get to this position by yourself, and that's kind of the way I want to leave it. So.